the other thing we can do is if we look at the head control, you could see here, there's a head size. Boing. And there's all these different controls here, but we're going to look at this squash and stretch. Look, there's a squash and stretch here. Just to add a little bit more volume to the head. So if we go into here, squash and stretch, there's no keys here, yeah? So we're just going to come in and be like, what's it got? Let's do a slight stretch at number 1. And then when you land, still a bit of a stretch, and then squash. Not too much. I don't know why it flips like that. That's fine. Squash. Up. And then hold it there, and then squash it down, and then it's back up again to what was it, 0.93, yeah, at the end frame. Okay, 0.93. Okay, so we've got this squash and stretch in here. Now we can play around. So we'll just cycle these nicely. So you can see a little bit of volume there, yeah, it's coming. So we can kind of just play around with these values, make it bigger. So let's always try and exaggerate before you. No, that's too much, mate. There. Maybe a little bit higher. Okay, for some reason it doesn't like it. Okay, what we can do is concentrate on the stretch then. We'll leave the squash how it is. I don't want to squash too much. So let's see. You can see that bit of volume there? That's too much. So what we're doing, we just tone it down. Tone it down a little bit more. You can still see the volume. Okay, there a bit. Now what you can do now is you can also offset it by 1. So it just happens, let's try and make it a bit higher. Just happens after the land. I mean, it's happening anyway after the land, but we're just delaying it a little bit more. So you can play around with that control. See how that looks. See, there's a little bit that wouldn't necessarily be there after. And that's when you start polishing, when you're just trying to add that little bit more extra breathing, extra head squash for volume and weight. Sorry, volume and weight. And it's just giving that extra that wouldn't be there if you just animated and left it at that last pass you did before obviously doing this polish pass. It just brings it up a notch a little bit, these little details. And then we could go even further and start animating slightly the fingers. You know, if you want to get into more detail, just have them moving a bit. But normally they're quite strong anyway. And in a fist when you're doing a run. What's this? Green. Anyway, just wanted to show you that you can add a little bit more squash in the head, just to give the animation that little bit something else that wouldn't be there otherwise. All right.